Hi everybody, it's Katie Templin, one of your Beachbody coaches. Today I want to take a few minutes to go over some form tips as well as modifications for squats, planks, and push-ups and lunges. Maybe not in that order. So one of the things I want to make sure that we're talking about is just because you're following Beachbody videos, or for many of you that do CrossFit, you probably hear this a lot, you have to have the right form. It's not about doing a full push-up is the only way that you get results. It's moving is going to get you results, and doing a modified push-up, because that's where your fitness level is, that's going to still get you results. So keep doing things the correct way and modify where needed, because you're still going to get the results. You're going to get stronger, and as you get stronger, you'll need fewer and fewer modifications. So it's really important to address that, because I think a lot of people see, in particular, if you've watched your coach for a while perhaps, and you see their results, you think, oh, they must do everything perfectly. No, we don't. I don't think there's a single Beachbody workout that I've done that did not include at least one modification, especially when I started. When I started, I did 21 Day Fix as my first program. I didn't use a single weight, and I followed Kat. For those of you who've done 21 Day Fix, she's the modifier. I followed her almost the entire time my first month, and I still saw results. So working out is about moving, and moving in the proper way so that you do not get injured. So let's do plank and push-up since they go together. I'll just do a couple tips and things that I know I do incorrectly, because that helps everybody learn as we go. So the first thing is where your shoulders and arms and wrists should be. So try and get them directly, make a line. If you can, look in a mirror or look at a window and see where your arms are if you're going to be doing a plank. So if my arms are out too far, you're going to put strain on kind of your pectoral muscles and your shoulder. And then if they're in too close, your body really can't go that way anyway. But there's actually push-ups that you can do in this way. So there's a couple of closed fist push-ups. So there's certain ways you can do it right, but if we're just talking about the basic push-up, make sure that your arms are going straight down from your shoulder. If you look at it from the side, I also straight down from my shoulder. I am not out here, and I am not back here, because we want to make sure that we're not putting too much pressure on your shoulder joint when it has to move. The other part is your head. So a lot of people, me included, tend to start looking down when we do our push-ups, and your head's at this weird angle, and so you're going down and up, but really you should be straight line. So if my head was pointed as part of my spine, it's straight. So if I'm on my knees, you can see how my head comes up a little bit, because it's still straight line with my shoulders and my spine. And if I go up on my toes, it tilts down a little bit, but not the drop. All right? Now, if you're on your knees, there's a couple modifications. So a wall push-up is probably the best if you have a lot of wrist issues. So against a wall, you want to think about, don't putting your hands up here or down here. It's right across your chest. And if, let's say this is a wall here, you lean forward until your forehead touches the wall, and then go back up. Now, if I'm on the floor and I go on my knees, notice that I have a straight line, and my body's not sagging, my butt's not up, straight line, and just go down as far as you can, okay, and come back up. Now, if you can go all the way down, perfect. Go all the way down and come back up. That's for me if I do a lot of tricep push-ups. You can also go with your arms out a little bit and down, back up. Now, if I am on my toes, I still have a straight line. So as soon as I start to kind of lose my form, I drop back to my knees, because form is what's important. You don't want to do 20 push-ups the wrong way and end up with a big backache. All right? Let's talk about our lunges. One of my favorites, because I have a bad knee, so there's days that I have to modify a little bit. So if I'm looking forward, my toes are looking at you, my knee is looking at you. There's a couple ways people do different lunges where they move your foot around in yoga, things like that. We're talking about the basic lunge. Get in line, and your other leg goes back. So you don't want it over here, because look how wobbly I am. And you don't want it out too far this way, because you're going to lose a little bit. So just basically, if I was stepping here, step straight back. You can see the line of my foot. Now, I often only go about right here, just to avoid hurting my knee too much. But if you look at it from the side, what a lot of people make mistake-wise on a lunge is they start to do kind of this with their butt where it kind of goes out, or they're kind of getting forward. And see, this is where they talk about your toe going over your knee. Try and keep your knee above your ankle if you can, especially on a lunge. And you can go part way down. Make sure this one's going straight down, and I do have a bubble butt, so don't forgive me there. But try and keep your hips up and down straight. So see how they go up and down? This is where you're gonna get the benefit, because you are using this muscle and you're using this muscle, okay? Now if you go all the way down, don't ram your knee on the ground and come back up. For squats, a lot of people make the mistake too. This is just like planks and lunges, where your spinal positioning and where your head is pretty important. So again, feet apart, try and keep your knees over your feet. Some people do partial squats depending on how your joints feel, and it's just what you want to think about is your booty's actually going back, okay? This is not a squat. Just because my head's come down and I've bent my knees, this is not a squat. I see a lot of people do this where they're rounding their back, thinking that they're doing a squat, especially if they have weights in their hand. And if you find yourself rounding your back because you have weights in your hand, drop the weights. Get your spine back up straight, support yourself with your core, and it's a booty back, and then down and up. So see how I put my arms out? It helps me with my balance, so I keep my weight in my heels. A lot of other mistakes people make are they arch too far, and this is giving me a collapse in my back. So you still want to tuck your tailbone a little bit, but you're still booty back. So see how my booty's back and my knees have not gone over my toes as far as I can tell. And my head is looking straight ahead, not up, not down, not rounded, straight, down, and up. All right? Now, if you have to modify squats, you can't go that deep, that's fine. Just think about as you're going back, one of the most benefits I actually saw doing squats is when I had hurt my knee. And what they told me to do is just think about lifting your kneecap, so you flex those muscles, and then squeeze your butt. And all I had to do was go down about 2 inches and come back up. And I still got the benefit. So you don't have to do these huge, deep squats with these giant weights to see any results. You just gotta do the little things. Focus on the muscle group that you're supposed to be working on. Do the right form, and you'll get results. So have a great workout, everybody.